to Ariel Black in like 14. I said, let's go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really
My pleasure.
appreciate
Because I know the
those.
last time you were having a challenge. That's why I thought I'm going to make a
Well,
copy
you know,
of it.
I was just on a roll with just doing stuff.
Right.
You know when you're on
Sometimes
a
you get
roll
like
like
that,
that,
yeah.
and I didn't have any meetings or. Oh, here we're back.
Look at
We're
that.
back.
We are back. Hello and welcome into My Chamber TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marville Kelly. With me is my co-host, Paul Friedlander.
Freelander, yes.
We are honoring the West Pasco Chamber again.
Yes, we are.
Your second show in the month.
Second show in the month, and we do appreciate that. You guys are
wow.
wonderful to have in our community.
Well, you have such an impact on the community, and you have so many members and so many businesses that we feature here on My Chamber TV. It just made sense for you to
Thank
have a
you.
second show.
Appreciate that.
Well, we are honored to introduce Mr. Gary Scarsbrook. Welcome.
Thank you.
For the welcome mat.
Yes.
How fun is that? I
great.
love the sounds of it. This is your own business.
Yes, it is.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's a franchise, and what we do is a direct mail piece to the new families moving into the area. We help connect them to the businesses and services that they're looking for, because when you just moved, you don't even know where the local pizza shop is.
Yeah.
So you've got to find all those again.
So how exactly does that work? Now, you were in a business that you left after 18 years, right?
I was in telecommunications for
Okay.
about 18 years.
Wow.
And I just decided it was time. I wanted to be in my own business again.
Had that little voice in your ear?
I did. I started looking around. What could I do that I would enjoy? And I liked the fact that when I found this, that in a small way, I feel like I'm actually helping some small businesses.
Of course.
Because that helps them attract new customers. And that's probably one of their toughest chores.
Yes.
Is getting those new customers.
So how does that? I just moved into the area. Tell me.
Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to get in your mailbox an envelope from us. Now, we keep it very upscale. It's
Okay.
very clean looking. I'm very proud to say we have a 92% open rate on our envelope. We can tell that because
That's huge.
we track everything for the builder, for the customer. So someone comes in, they've opened their envelope, and you are a local pizza shop, and you say, come in, get your free pizza. They bring their certificate in and redeem that for a free pizza. You then, there's a barcode on it, you scan it, which then goes back to us. At the end of the month, we send you a database that says, okay, here's how many people came in this month. Here they are by name and address, so if you want to reach out to them again, you can.
Oh, I love
that awesome?
Isn't that great?
That is very cool.
We'll even take it the next step. If the business wants, we'll actually send a thank you note to that person for the business.
Oh, that's really nice. No wonder you had him come on. This is a great way to welcome people into the community.
It
Sure.
is. Because as I said, when you first move in, and my wife and I moved here to Pasco back in 2013. We didn't know where anything was.
Right.
We didn't know where restaurants were, small shops to go shopping. So we had to find all those. Because at the time, there was basically no one doing what I'm doing in this area. No one.
So that's more of a niche kind of a service
is.
and a business
It
for
is.
people.
It's very targeted. And we do that because, as we say, those new families moving in right now, there's nobody's customer.
Right.
So if they are nobody's customer, how much easier is it for you as a business to acquire them? I don't have to pry them away from their favorite seafood place
Sure.
or their favorite
Hairdresser or pizza place.
Pizza. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Right.
Whether it's a restaurant or along the lines of the hairdressers, a dentist. You think about that. Just moved in, you need a dentist. What are you going to do?
Yes.
Where are you going to
exactly.
go? We help with that. We help with that by getting that to those families.
That's
And it's
wonderful.
all very upscale.
That is. It truly is. And, I remember when I lived up in Michigan, we had this thing called the Welcome Wagon.
Welcome wagon. Yes.
That goes back a lot of years.
It does.
But there's nothing really more inviting than to have something to welcome you into a new community, because sometimes it can be a little bit scary,
Right.
meeting new people and
Yes.
trying to acquire new clients for a business if you're starting a business. And I mean, let's face it, there's challenges enough to become successful.
And if I remember, the
There
welcome
are.
wagon actually, they came to your door and
Yes,
brought
they
you all
did.
kinds
They
of
used
stuff.
to.
That was in a different generation.
Different
where you could-
environment.
When you could go to somebody's store and not worry about getting shot or something like that. What are you doing at my
Yes.
door? I got
Yes.
some coupons, bang.
Jeez, Paul, only you would say that.
Oh my goodness.
Sad but a little true, I guess. But this
Yes.
this welcome mat is very cool. I love the idea.
It is, because, you've just moved into a neighborhood and you open an envelope and it's a free. That's kind of a nice way for the entire neighborhood as well,
Of
for our
course.
community.
Of course.
To say, welcome to our community. And that's we put a cover in there and it literally does say, welcome to our neighborhood.
Gary, let me ask you a
all the
question. In your demographics that you cover with your franchise,
Yeah.
do you have a data for the number of move-ins per month, or how does that
I
work?
do. My territory that I purchased runs from Holiday, Newport Richey,
Right.
all the way over through Wesley Chapel and down into New Tampa a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Includes Odessa, which also drops down into Hillsborough some,
Right.
okay, and Lutz, all of that. There are about 2,800 families a month moving in.
No
No
kidding.
way.
A month, not a year, a month, and that blew me away.
Me too.
I was thinking you were going to say 28 new families a month moving in.
Yeah. Did you say
2,800?
Trinity too?
Trinity,
Part of the-
Yep.
See, that's
Trinity.
that whole corridor over there. All those people
Yes.
moving in too. Wow, that accounts for a lot of it.
That's a huge growth segment.
Can you imagine as a small business just picking up a portion of that every month?
No,
That's the plan.
That's wonderful. That is
Well,
so very, very cool.
As we tell them, we can help get them in the door.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's the business takes over. And you talk to most small business owners, and you ask them, if we can get them in your door, are you going to get them back?
Right.
They're going to tell you, yes, they are, because they know how important that customer
Yes.
is. That's why I like small business. You go into a
Absolutely.
small business, they take care of you so well.
It's
they
true.
really do.
It really is true. You can see it. It's very clear. So you've been a member of the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce for how long?
Since I got up here.
Yeah?
Yep. In fact, with the other company that I worked for when I first started here, I moved up here, one of the first things we did is we joined the chamber. We have always felt that your local chamber, you think about it. What is a local chamber about? Local chamber is there to help local businesses succeed. Why wouldn't a small business owner join his or her local chamber? Makes complete sense to me. The problem with a lot of them, what am I getting from the chamber? That's the totally wrong attitude. When you join the chamber, you start putting in and giving to the chamber and getting involved, you will get the rewards back. I guarantee it.
And that is so common among everybody, whether it's West Pasco or any of the chambers that we
Yes.
interview, is you've got to get involved. And that's the one commonality, that
Yep.
if you get involved, you're going to see results. It's as simple as that. And it's sad when people will join the chamber and then they don't renew and they say the chamber didn't do anything, but they didn't engage themselves into the community
Right.
effort, the
Yeah.
events that are going on.
It's one of the reasons I like the West Pasco Chamber. They're very active. We've got our ambassadors. We're literally going out to these businesses, trying to explain to them, showing them the opportunities that they have to get involved.
Right, right.
The things that they can do to open their doors to the community, and by doing so, more people are going to know about them.
Absolutely.
And the more people that know about you, the better chance you have of succeeding as a
That's right.
small business.
And this gentleman sitting to your right is very guilty of that in a very, very good way. I mean, everybody knows Paul.
Yes.
Is there anything you don't ever attend?
I don't think so, but somebody said this past weekend, somebody said, well, now I know why you and your wife have been married so long, you're never home. They actually said that to Pam.
That's a
But
good one.
I don't need to tell you, and I sure don't need to tell Gary, this is a different community than any community I've ever been involved with. I mean, this is a really neat community.
It is. It
With
is.
a lot of really, and all communities have good people. This community just has such a condensed section of good people and 501c3s and fundraisers and I don't, remember, because you can really tell the difference because you used to live up here.
I used to live up
here. And then you weren't up here, and now you're back.
Exactly, and I had no idea the camaraderie and the events for charity and how everybody just gives back so beautifully. And I mean, not once, but multiple times,
yes.
over and over and over. That's why I love doing the Chamber Show, because it's my way of giving back, is raising the awareness to the communities to let you see what being a member of the Chamber of Commerce is all about, how once you get engaged, how it comes back to you. That's what is so prevalent to make it work, is to become part of it.
And bringing it back to why we have Gary on today. New business, Welcome Mat Services. Did you hear that number? If you missed it, 2,800 new families a month moving into the territory that he covers. So you're a small business. There's, as he said, there's no loyalty yet. People are new. They don't know who to go for hairdressing or who to go for their car repairs or who to go for pizza or, as Gary said, seafood. Boom. Put that coupon in it. It's a company that can track it, let you know what's happening. So excited about it, man. That's awesome.
It is great.
And I tell you, I have my own little testimonial. I have a new air conditioning hero, and that was McWilliams.
Yes.
And so we fired the other people that I think was just taking way too much money from us. We didn't know what was happening. And I just picked up the phone and called John Gaston, and he told
John
me,
said,
this,
"Call
you
Gil."
can call this one, this one, this one. And I mean, they were out there right on the spot. And it makes a difference, because then you feel like there is going to be a relationship.
Yes.
And we're all part of the community, so we better treat everybody right.
And the
you know?
relationship is key, and of course McWilliams are part of the chamber also.
Yes,
So
I know. I know.
Absolutely.
All from my doing this show.
Yes.
All from doing the show. I've met people. Now I know about you. And we have other great guests that are going to be coming up and really sharing. What I have to say is Paul brings an amazing lineup of guests. And sometimes they sort of segue into the next, and they're all kind of like part of the same genre. And then other times it's totally different. Totally different. We're actually going to be talking about wine coming up here in a little bit, and a woman's business that has really taken off that I'm very, very excited to talk about, and so much more. So I think we're going to take a break right now, aren't we? And so we'll go ahead and do that. And when we come back, we have more to come right here on My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together, 'cause it keeps getting better. Whoa, whoa.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. We are featuring West Pasco Chamber of Commerce and our very honored guests who happen to be members and business owners. And our next couple here is Diana Jerome and Charles Vasali. And you guys have a very unique business. I can't wait to hear all about it. Timeforwine.net. Let's see, is it 4 o'clock yet?
Yes, ma'am.
It is time.
Yeah, so tell us what you're doing with your wine business here.
Well, we import wines from all over the world. We feature them for wine tastings for our clients. We'll do custom corporate gifts for clients and charity fundraisers so that we try to present something very different and very unique at each occasion.
Well, that's great. That's awesome. Now, how long have you had your business here?
It's 14 years.
14 years.
A lot of wine.
A lot of
A
wine.
lot of whining.
Absolutely, a lot of whining, exactly. Well, I love to hear it being it's unique, it's different, and you have a wide variety of all different goodies, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Diana comes in and we get a chance to try some different wines. We want to get the best wines we possibly can. And many times for clients and customers, it's overwhelming when you walk into a store. Let us take that burden away from you.
I know. So how do you decipher what type of wine I like?
Well, that's part of the process. It's the relatability factor.
Oh.
Trying to understand what our customer wants. Because not everybody expects or understands the same style of wines that we're used to. So you want something sweet, you want something fruity, you want something more savory, dry, robust. You want old world versus new world. So what I tell people, in every bottle, it's like a journey. And every wine should tell a story. And we become the storytellers for that bottle of wine for you.
Very nice. Tell me, what's the difference between Old World and New World?
Oh, that'll cost you.
A bottle of wine? No.
It always does.
Old World has been separated as those European countries like France and Spain and Portugal, Italy, that have made wines in a traditional manner for centuries. New World is classified as United States, Argentina, Chile, and South Africa, as well as Australia if we go down under.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're awful quiet over there. I know you're
just enamored by all his knowledge.
Exactly, right. So you've been both together doing this business for a while, and what made you get?
Actually, Charles and his lovely wife own the business, and
Okay.
they let me come and play and serve wine to friends in the community. So I've been with
nice.
the organization for about 3.5 years.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
That's really awesome. And I understand you guys are also doing some fundraisers as well in the community.
Always.
Can you
Always.
talk about that? Do you have something coming up?
There's always something coming up. We just did Taste of Pasco just recently. One of our great individuals we love working with is the deaf and hard of hearing, Jeff Thomas, here in the community. We've been doing wine tastings for him and his organizations probably for about 7 or 8 years now.
Nice.
Okay.
And it's in the fall every year, but we like working with women's groups. So the Dawn Center up in Spring Hill, Sunrise is another organization that we work with. It's a great way for people to socialize and at the same time get some education. Diana's worked some other events here in the community, so Rotary, Kiwanis. if there's a way to allow us to participate, it can be fun, it can be educational, and profitable
Yes.
for the organization. So
Sure,
we've allowed people to use our services in a variety of capacities.
That's wonderful. And there is a need for it in the community. I love it when you can, partner it up with fundraisers
Sure.
and everybody has fun and gets educated all at the same time. So you've been a member with West Pasco for how long?
We have been members of the chamber for, God, I think about 4 years.
4 or 5 years, yeah.
And how has that impacted your business?
Well, I think Chamber gives you opportunity to meet new people. You get a chance to find out whose services you can utilize and give back to that chamber, as well as them finding out about you.
Yes.
If there's a grand opening, or there's corporate gifts that they might need, or they want to host a social in some capacity. And we'll sit down. We love to sit and come up with the ideas with them. We don't have all the answers, but through a collaborative effort and working with people in the chamber, it's been fun and it's been very enjoyable.
Charles, just out of curiosity,
Sure.
not listening to you, how did you end up getting involved in this business 14 years ago?
Well, I had a different background. I was a hospital administrator. That was my former career.
Wow,
So-
that's
so-
a little bit of a change.
So you were a hospital administrator drinking at lunch, right?
Don't put words in my mouth.
That's a good one.
There's a couple of quick little stories.
Please.
Being of Italian descent, wine was part of our culture for a number of years. We had uncles. I made wine with my dad and my brother. But as I was learning about making wines, I wanted to further my knowledge and really expand. And then being in healthcare, you had to entertain. You had to go out, you had to socialize with people. And I didn't want to be the oddball one not knowing about wines pairing with dinner.
Gotcha.
So it was that knowledge, reading. The internet wasn't around back then, so a lot of some classes that I took, and then just experience. I mean, I've been watching and following wine for over 20 years now, and it's just been an extreme, wonderful opportunity. And it starts with passion.
You took the
yeah,
words
that's what
right
I
out of. I was just going to
I
say.
knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can feel
can
it.
tell.
I can
Yeah.
sense
You can
the
feel- oh, yeah.
passion. And
And
when,
we didn't even open up a bottle. Can you imagine what would
Jeez,
happen,
can you
Paul?
imagine?
I'm talking about
Imagine
the
the
passion.
passion.
Exactly.
Can I use the F word? Fun.
Fun.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
all about fun.
Yes.
At Time for Wine, we tell people, let us uncork the fun.
And you guys also do private tastings, yes, at homes and things
Sure.
like that. I believe.
Diana's got one coming up this Saturday for a
a good buddy
large
of ours.
group
I
of
believe
people.
Kevin Albritton knows you
Oh, I love
really
Kevin.
well. Kevin and I have been friends since we met when our 32-year-olds were in kindergarten.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow.
So, but yeah, because I was going to refer Kevin to you, and Diane goes, no, we already do. We know Kevin, but yeah, and how does that come about?
It's basically finding people, select groups of people, and meeting them where they are, Paul.
Okay.
If they're novices and they just want to learn, give us a chance to explore from something very sweet and delicious like a Moscato.
Okay.
Or Rieslings and Vouvray and all these different wines they never heard of or even saw a label. And we will explore that. Kevin and some of the others have more of a sophisticated palate. So they challenge us to find something different and unique. And I want this type of wine. So we will explore. And we talk about wines from Italy. Not just a Chianti or a Chianti Classico, but getting a Brunella, a Barolo, the Amarones, and really give them the difference and the style of those particular wines. And then you pair it with some food, some cheese, and some chocolate. You got a party.
There you go.
Nice.
That's
It's a
awesome.
great night.
That's
It's a
awesome.
great night.
That's something that I haven't done. We're going to have to do something like that, a little wine tasting. And
Diane
our
will do it
family,
for you?
We started doing tapas night with the family, and
sure.
everybody just,
Yeah.
rather than going out,
Right.
we do it on our own. It's nothing but, it's not even organized chaos. It's just chaos, okay? So now we'll add something like this. This would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I like most
We've
definitely.
done different levels of wine tastings. She's paired them up with different people. She works with a couple of chefs. She's a pampered chef person that does wine tastings with her. And it's a ball.
Great idea.
That's awesome.
We do a lot of wonderful
yeah.
things in the home. We will pair the dishes, and everyone is always just having a blast. By the time the night is done, they can't stop talking about how much fun they've had.
See
And And the
Yeah.
key is just like everybody else in this community, they give back a lot. That's why I mentioned it when I sent you the synopsis. And this one gives back a lot and then some too. This one does spring flings and all types of things you'll find her at.
Oh, thank
and different types of what did we do at Mitchell this past year?
Well, we did the Harvest Festival,
Harvest
and we have the
Festival.
Jamboree coming up Thursday evening,
That's
and
right,
then we
and
have
did spring fling at River Ridge.
exactly.
Yeah,
So-
so
Wow, that keeps you guys busy.
Keeps them out of
what-
trouble.
Typical West Pasco people always got their hands out there helping people.
It's true. It's true. Do we ever have any problem having guests coming on the show or talking about the events that are coming up in West Pasco?
No.
Never. Well, I just want to thank you guys for joining us.
Oh,
and
thank you.
now you've piqued my interest and my taste buds
Sure.
for trying some new wines, maybe, as I do love a little glass of wine every once in a while. And it's always nice to kind of step out of the box instead of drinking this, the same, although you get kind of stuck. But this is awesome, and you'll
you.
have to come back again and
That'd be
talk
wonderful.
about it, and when you have some other fundraisers as well. So
Sure.
thank you very much. I think we have a break coming up, and then we have more guests for our show, and hopefully you'll be able to stick around with us for My Chamber TV. We'll be right back after this.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together, 'cause it keeps getting better. Whoa, whoa.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is Paul Friedlander from the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. I couldn't wait to introduce my gals sitting next to me because they have a lot to share. But I really want to talk about the name of their names, which are very unique, but the name of their company. It is with an attitude, Advance. Advance IT. I love this. We have Kimberly Mitchell and Antoinette
Gardner.
Antoinette Gardner, CEO of Advance IT Solutions. And I really have to commend you two ladies for the accomplishments that you have done. I mean, you've done a lot of studying hard and really stepping out of the box and making a difference to really help people out. And I waited for them to come out to really share their story with you because it's a great story, and just let it kind of flow very organically. So whoever would like to go first and just give us an idea on how you started out in this business, how you guys came together and merged into this wonderful organization.
Okay. All right. So I'm Antoinette, and I'm a registered nurse by background. And I loved healthcare, loved being in healthcare. And while I practiced as a nurse, I had some occasion to incorporate technology in some of my work and found that I loved it. And I also knew that at some point I would step away from the bedside and want to do something a little different. So with my newfound love of technology and my love of healthcare, I fused them together and moved into clinical informatics. I went to the University of Maryland and acquired a master's in nursing informatics. And after that, I went on to work for consulting firms, which is where I met Kimley. And after working at consulting firms for several years, we worked for 2 or 3 firms together, actually. And then we decided that we would branch out and start our own company. And then we did.
And you did. You had the vision, you saw it, and you made it happen. How about you? What was your background before?
So I am a respiratory therapist by trade, and actually had some previous background in billing and working in the corporation world, or working for large corporations. So then I transitioned and became a respiratory therapist, and while doing that, I was approached about coming to work for an electronic health record company, and I did that, and did it for several years, doing coding. Configuration is what it's known by, but configuring the electronic health records. Those are the systems now that are in hospitals. They're the clinic, right? The electronic systems that are in hospitals. Just like your chart, your electronic chart in hospitals, clinics, and physician practices. So I actually did the behind the scenes. So the thing that the piece that the end user, who is the physician or the nurse or their staff sees, right? Yeah. That's the piece that I built. I would build that on the back end. Oh. Anyway, from that, again, Tony and I met, and from that I moved on into working for consulting firms, and then realizing that they couldn't market us better than we could market ourselves, we went on ahead and started Avance.
That's so cool. You got to be a couple of pretty darn smart cookies to be doing what you're doing here, right?
I got a question for you, Antoinette, or Tony, as your buddy called you. Nursing Informatics Master, was that a program that was already in place, or was that a program that you helped them develop when you went to get it?
It was in place, but it was relatively new.
I was going to say.
As I was finishing up in 2013. I think the program was maybe 7 years old.
Really?
So it was pretty young. And in fact, after I finished, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this new degree that I had. But I quickly found my way. I had an idea what I wanted to do. And because I spent time practicing as a nurse, I knew that these systems were coming on board, and was able to utilize my background to help with the
both sides, from knowing what the pain of having to go to electronics was going to be for the nurses and the doctors.
Yes.
That's a perfect bridge. Wow, that really is. And how long were you in the nursing field?
Probably more than 30 years.
Really? Wow, that's quite a change then. You must have been at that point of readiness.
Actually, it was a nice transition, because I still didn't leave healthcare. I stayed in healthcare, but I bridged it with now, instead of working directly with patients, I was working with the providers, the caregivers.
Yes.
Because they were using these new systems, and I was facilitating that.
And because we could speak the language,
Right.
because that was the environment that we had come from, it was easy for us to help them learn how to use this new technology.
Right, so we were definitely the liaisons
That's
for
perfect.
Healthcare organizations.
Wow, that's quite history in the making.
Well, and it's knowing both sides.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
knowing both sides. As Kimberly knows, my wife is an RN, so and I watch even our own doctors going through the pain of, when they, you're old school, you like to talk to you and write
Right.
notes and things like
Absolutely.
that and do both, and now all of a sudden they're talking to you, but they can't look because they're trying to see what their
Yeah,
fingers
yeah.
are typing now.
Right.
And what a lot of them don't realize is that they don't have to type. They can speak the information into their iPads, and that they no longer have to type. They can still get that information into the patient's chart by just speaking. So that technology was new, and now the newer, you said the physicians, now that the issues are cybersecurity, which is what we also do. We support that as well. So cybersecurity from the hospital or clinical side of things, as well as the your commercial, just your businesses, financial industry, all types of business are dealing now with cybersecurity, and we also work in that as well.
That's awesome.
So are you in a training, do you train people to do exactly what you're doing, or are you kind of like the two people that hold this whole thing
We
together?
actually manage, and we have people that work for us. We actually have technology partners as well.
Good.
So,
Very good.
But a lot of our customers, in terms of, because you asked, do we do the training? A lot of the opportunities that we've come across over the last several years have been in the training arena, where we have done large-scale training support, where we've developed a curriculum and trained all the users to now use these new systems that have come on board. So,
That's powerful. I remember when they were starting that, I don't go to the doctor all that much, but when I do, it seems like from the one year to the next, they're trying to make these changes, and they're complaining about this new system. I'm going,
Right.
they've been talking about this new system for the last 6 years. So at what point will they get this new system right?
And I know we're probably getting close to time, but and I've talked to her about it, but I am dying to know the transition to construction. I got to know the
me
transition
too.
to construction.
Where does that
what you're
come
doing
in?
on the medical side is awesome, but talk about the transition to construction.
well, after we got started, most of our business was private sector, commercial type work, and over the last several years, we've transitioned into government work.
we do both
And
now.
we've both had opportunities to meet and be exposed to other companies, and in that exposure, we developed a partnership with a small company who did a lot of construction work, and after talking and getting together, we went in and completed some projects together, and so we just kind of shifted into being able to support facilities management.
And there are some IT, there's IT components with construction.
Exactly.
When depending on what is being built, the fact that everyone's using technology.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Technology is everywhere.
It is. Don't remind me. I'm still trying to catch up with a lot of it. I'm getting there. I try.
You can see she's got the computer right there in her
See?
hand.
See my computer? And here's my iPad. That's just a kind of impression. It doesn't. I know how to FaceTime on it, right? But give me my notes in case that all crashes. Oh my gosh. But it is kind of funny, It is a transition. Can you imagine what our great grandkids are going to be living with? Maybe it'll come to the point where all they have to do is just think it, and it'll all happen.
And
right?
that's actually happening right now.
Is it really?
It really is.
With the glasses, they're the glasses that have the computers already built in. Yeah.
What? Are you serious? Well, if anybody would know, you would know. How would glasses? Oh my goodness. So maybe like you could communicate with me with your glasses from my glasses?
Yeah, I'm communicating with you right now. Do you know what I'm thinking?
Oh my goodness.
The watches as well.
This is too fun.
If you think
Yeah, the watches are all
they
there.
got the
Yeah.
eye watches and
You
everything else.
guys
Now,
are
where do you guys,
too much
before we
fun.
wrap up, where do you guys see yourself going?
Well, we still want to continue what we do, which is of course, information technology, but also, the thing that we do best is knowledge transfer. So, like I said, with the cybersecurity being the thing that's at the technology piece that's at the forefront now, we want to help facilities to be their technology to be secure. So that's our next real big push is
Awesome.
working with facilities, healthcare, as well as commercial and government facilities.
This is really fabulous. I mean, you are so dedicated to your work. I think it's really fabulous, and it seems like there's always going to be something that you're going to be interested. It seems like you have this passion for being on the cutting edge, and you want to be first. Let's get it out there, and let's develop. If it isn't out there, let's make it happen.
get involved in it.
Is that right?
That's
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so fabulous. That's really great. They're going to be coming on my Women Unscripted show.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, you guys are really, really awesome. And how long have you been with the West Pasco?
A year? 1 year?
It's about a year.
A year.
Just
Good.
About a year.
Good.
We met about a year ago at a mixer.
Yeah.
How did you recruit these two lovely ladies?
This actually, we didn't recruit. There was a friend of a friend that was a chamber member that
perfect.
introduced me to Kimberly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had just
And this is my
located,
first
actually
opportunity to
moved
meet
here.
Tony.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she lives up in Maryland.
Oh, what are you doing down here as a visit?
Our corporate office is actually in Maryland.
I see.
And so now we have a satellite office here in
You're in Maryland, right?
I am.
Okay, that's what
But you're here in
I'm
West
here.
Pasco.
in West Pasco.
Oh, I was thinking maybe you flew in just for our show today.
Well, I did.
Which you did.
And tomorrow at the Verizon Event Center, we're doing a ribbon cutting for them.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. How
So
exciting.
Please feel free to come.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. This is exciting.
That is really.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on. Your motivation for anyone. And if you ever think of having your own business, go to the next level. You need to be joining a chamber. These gals have been a member for just a year, and I tell you, it does make a difference when you can work with people you know, like,
Yep.
and trust. And to get this information out there, I'm sure West Pasco's absolutely delighted to have you.
We are.
'Cause I learned a lot just sitting here. I'm listening to what you've had, the schooling you've had to go through, the innovation, and just moving forward with a woman's business. I wanted to get that out there. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
I hope you'll come back and visit with us again.
We will.
Okay, we
All
will.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck to you.
Okay, thanks.
And stick around because we have one more segment, and we're going to be introducing our next guest right after the commercial break. So stay where you are.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. It's a wonderful way to educate everybody, let you know what's happening in the community. West Pasco Chamber of Commerce now has 2 shows per month every month, and it's always great to co-host with my friend Paul Friedlander.
And a pleasure to do so with you also.
I know,
lady.
it is. We do have a lot of fun, a lot of
do.
laughs. And now we have Rudy Gonzalez, who's joined us. Welcome, Rudy.
Hi, how are you?
Great, great, great. Great to have you on the show. Tell us about what you are doing in the community, Rudy.
Well, I will tell you that from day to day, when we're out there doing different things in the community, we're trying to reach different folks with what actually, it's more my wife that handles a lot of the things that are going on out there in the community. So we try and reach out to different organizations. I know that we work with the PACE, folks from PACE.
Oh, wonderful.
The folks from the SPCA.
Okay.
Yes.
SPCA?
So yeah, we do a lot of different things in the organizations, and like I said, a lot of it's my wife that does a lot of the things that.
And that's the Arlisa's events?
That is Arlisa's and Havana Dreamers both.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've been to Havana Dreamers. Tell us about that. You've got the best food over there.
Well, thank you. You know what we tried to do is we tried to bring a little Latin flavor to West Pasco. You know, we're in Trinity, right there in Longleaf.
Right.
If you've been in there, you see that my family's on the wall.
Yes.
So that's where it all started from. So
I love that.
we take it from my grandmother to my mom, and Lisa has done a great job kind of implementing all that in the cafe. And so, you know what, our beans, rice and beans, the Cubans. So we've been there for a while, and I feel that we do a great job within the community, and we're really thankful to the folks in Longleaf and the folks in the Trinity and Newport Richey area.
That's wonderful. How long have you been there? Because I was there when you first opened up.
2010?
Yeah?
11, yes.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I went over there with Debbie Dawson. We had an event, I think. There was a meetup over there for something. I forget.
She normally does a cash mob, I think, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, it was that, or
It was before she started
we
that.
We did something too with you guys, and I'm trying to remember. That might have been after 2010. But again, as we talk with all of our chamber members, you've got they give, and Rudy started with it. They give so much back to the community.
Right.
And this couple right here gives just a phenomenal amount back to the community. But tomorrow, for example, when we have our multi-business ribbon cutting, it's going to be catered by Arlisa's / Havana Dreamers. You know, everybody thinks of Cuban sandwiches. You think of the pork and the mayo and the mustard and all the meats and the pickles and things. But I had to tell you something. If you've not been there for breakfast and gotten one of their Cuban breakfast sandwiches, you've not lived.
I have heard. What makes it? Can you give us the secret? What's on those sandwiches?
We make it with love. We
Is
make
that-
it with love.
Well, there
And
you go.
and the Cuban bread doesn't hurt either. But they are.
Everything we put on there is on Cuban. It's on the Cuban bread. So the
Nice.
Cuban bread is the staple piece of that, and you can't you can put like you said, you can put the mustard mayonnaise on regular bread, and
It's not the same.
Not the same. When
No.
you put it on the Cuban bread and you press it, it works wonders.
Do you know who was telling me about that? Was John Gaston. About your breakfast sandwiches. They are like to die for.
They are very, very good. Thank you.
What time do you guys open up over there?
We're open from 6:30 to 4.
Oh, I can
7
do
days a
that.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can't get there, you know what? You can always call us, and we do catering too. So we can always
We've
deliver
had
to
to
you.
bring trays of Cuban sandwiches to some of our events for breakfast in the morning. And again, I don't want to take anything away from them, but and I'm not a coffee drinker, but I understand that their Cuban coffee is absolutely phenomenal.
You know, it's the way to wake up in the morning.
Oh.
And so
What's different about Cuban coffee? Because I'm a real coffee
I'm going
lover.
to tell you that when you have the Cuban coffee, the way it is prepared makes a difference in the regular American drip coffee. When you're putting it into the handle to brew it, it's compressed. So the grounds and the water ratio is a lot less, and the beans are a lot stronger than the American American Coffee.
Oh, no
So it's the
wonder.
process that goes through, yeah.
And then the love.
Always the love,
And then
yes.
the love.
Absolutely.
They've got a
that's-
great staff over there, Ashley and everybody that works over there. It's just
They do.
wonderful.
Our
When-
support team, if it wasn't for them, I can tell you, we
Oh,
couldn't function.
no doubt.
And you want to know how good they are? They're so good that they actually have, I believe I mentioned it in there, they have the concession, so to speak. I don't know if it's a concession or the cafeteria at Trinity College.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. We do provide breakfast,
is
lunch,
that?
and dinner for Trinity College.
That is really
That is a whole
neat.
other staff, and it's led by Megan, and she's, like I said, our support team, I can't say enough. It's,
Yeah, well, you're only as good as your support team, right?
Exactly.
It's like us here at the studio.
All our associates,
the
yeah.
crew, I call them my superheroes.
Yeah.
Because they make us look good, sound great, and all that kind of good stuff.
Talk to us a little bit about our Lisa's, because I'm excited about what you guys were able to accomplish with that. And I know you keep giving credit back to Lisa. But
Yeah. Well, our Lisa's is a concept that Lisa had come up with, and she does have a partner in the business, which is Arlene, and that's where you get the Arlisa's from. The concept come through because we kept doing different type of things, and people would ask us, hey, are you guys, I mean, can you guys do something a little different? Can you add liquor? Can you do this? And we're like, well, you know what? We can, but we have to kind of put it all together. And so Lisa and Arlene sat down and they went through that process and they came up with our Lisa's. And you know what? And since then, since last June is when we finally officially kind of launched our Lisa's, it's done very well because it's thinking outside the box of what we typically do.
Yes.
We do events where kind of surprises me sometimes where when I turn around and I see what we've done, it's something that we haven't done before. So we've done a couple of caterings where we've kind of changed the whole, the table settings, everything. It goes from soup to nuts.
It's kind of fun to step out of the box.
It is, and I'll tell you something, it's something my wife does quite often, is step out of the box.
She does.
So it is a concept that we're really happy with. It's grown a lot, and I got to say, it's been a blessing.
Put it in perspective, there was another person in town that had an off-site liquor license, so they could do it. Now it's a one-stop shop. They're not doing it anymore anyways, but it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
And I know we keep harping on the Cuban food, but I'm going to let Rudy talk to this, that between Megan and Lisa and everybody and their staff, they can cater to any type
They
of
do.
food. you need.
When I say thinking out of the box, I mean it can go from the appetizers where you got bacon wrapped scallops to, oh my goodness, cordon bleus. I mean the menu. If you want something, our motto is that whatever you would like, if we can't do it, we'll make sure we do it.
I love
so
it.
we don't refuse anybody. We like to know, hey, if you have the time, let us plan it for you, let us research it, boom, and we'll cater it for you.
So let me ask you then, stepping out of the box, how much time is like the ideal time? Like a couple weeks, a couple months?
No, I'm going to tell you, if you don't, and I hate to say this, I don't mean, if you don't close the deal when they call you, then you can't, because if you're making a phone call and somebody says to you, hey, I want catering, well, let me get back to you. You don't get back to them for, within a day or two, they're gone.
Yep.
So you have to close the deal there. So you know what, we have to really think quick on our feet.
Good.
Get what information they want, and if we don't get back with you within the hour, within maybe a half hour, 40 minutes, to let you know, hey, this is what we can do for you. We've made the phone calls because we do have a lot of relationship with our vendors, and they know that we're trying to kind of build this business.
Build it out into a wider range.
That's correct.
You just gave everybody in our viewing audience probably one of the best tips ever, is to get back with somebody when they call you.
You have to. You
In
can't.
this day and age.
You cannot let that. I mean, I'll tell you something. It's and our folks at the restaurants know when they make a phone call, they close the deal before it's over. And if you cannot, if it's something that's completely out of we've never done before, if you give us a half hour, let me do the research, because you know what, you want to price it right and make sure you execute it correctly.
Right.
So
Right.
you
That
have
is
to make
so
sure,
smart.
You have to. You can't let, I hate to say it, but you can't let those dollars walk out.
It's interesting because I won't say the name of the store, but it's a very well-known store. I called to order a cake the other day. I had to call back 3 times before I could get somebody.
See, most people won't be that patient. They'll find somebody else.
They'll find someone
In
else.
this day and age, with Google, you go online, I'll find somebody else that'll do it and turn it around right away.
Yes.
I will tell you this, if you hadn't heard about the buzz, on April 14th, the Holiday Inn Express in Trinity, the new hotel, did a grand opening / official ribbon cutting. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I was on a cruise at the time, but these guys catered it and absolutely knocked it out of the park.
we-
He cooked
I bet.
he cooked a whole pig.
We roasted a whole pig.
Roasted a whole pig.
It was a Hawaiian theme.
Yes.
So we decorated the tables and, like, again, thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
So
But it's still the talk of the town. It's still
So
the talk
we
of
had
the
a
town.
great time. You know what? They had about 350 folks there, and I would tell you that the way everything was set up real nice, but the the showstopper was that pig on the table. They loved it.
Oh my goodness.
And we got quite a bit of requests after that.
bet.
So,
Did you? Oh,
yeah.
see that?
Yeah, so-
That's how you make a really big splash.
You do, you
Roasted
do.
pig.
And I understand there was a lot left over.
No,
I bet.
the poor thing, I had to debone the whole thing. So, but we had a great time putting it together. And again, the support staff, I can't say enough about them because it doesn't function. It doesn't function without them.
Right.
So.
And I bet it's like a really tight ship over there where everybody knows what their jobs are.
It is. It
And you
is.
just get in there and
No,
get
like
it done.
Paul said, you got Ashley at the cafe
Yes.
that does phenomenal with her staff, and Megan at the college that does phenomenal with her staff. So I mean, you know what? It's one of the things we were fortunate with. So
I believe that culture is set from the top down.
it is. It definitely is.
From the top down.
I guess so. Well, I'll tell you, if you want to check it out, call these guys if you want to do catering, or you want to go in for a breakfast, and you're open at 6:30, right?
6:30 in the morning.
At Havana
yeah.
Dreamers.
That's right. 7
over
days a week.
On Duxall.
Off of
Starkey.
and Town Avenue.
And-
So 54 and
Okay.
Starkey, and you turn down into Longleaf. We're right in the Longleaf shopping
I know
center.
exactly where to go once I get on the road, and I know just by memory. That's it. But forget the street names. I just know how to get over there.
Yeah.
But well, congratulations
Thank
for
you.
having such a successful business and
Yes.
branching out. And you know what? I am hearing more and more about businesses stepping out of the box. You have to
You have
today.
to. You have to. You know what? Again, the communities have embraced us, and my wife and Arlene, a lot of them do a lot in the community. We do a lot in the community, and I would tell you that we do that because we care and we love for the community.
Yes.
And when you do things, fortunately, things come back to you. So
karma.
Good karma.
Yeah. So you know
yeah.
what? We don't. I want every customer to have a good reason to return. So when they
Absolutely.
leave the restaurant, I want them to come right back.
And there's a lot of truth to what you're saying about that whole love thing, because when your food is cooked by people that are putting their care
Yeah.
and their love
Yeah.
into it, it tastes different.
Well, you know what?
It
If you have
does.
a passion for it, I'm the Cuban in the whole restaurant piece of it. But you know what? My wife has taken it, embraced my mom's recipes, and I call her my American Cubanita. So.
Cubanita?
Yeah, so she does very well. She nails every taste. She'll get on the phone with my mom with certain things, and you know what? We pass it on to the staff, and they've done a great job.
That is such a blessing to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Is your mom still here?
My mom is still with us. Yes,
Thank
she
God.
lives
Is
in
she-
Miami. Yeah,
Lives here?
Yeah, no,
Miami.
Miami.
In Miami? Oh, it's
Yeah.
still close.
Yeah, no, 4 hours away. I mean, I was born and raised in Miami, so I kind of brought that up to Tampa.
Well, I
so.
want to thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you
All
guys.
right. Thank you very much.
Guys, take
Thank
care.
you, Rudy.
You're welcome.
And it looks like, are we sticking around for a few minutes?
Yeah, let's
and
stick
talking?
around for a few
I think
minutes.
we are. Okay. And we'll talk about what else is happening in West Pasco with the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into... I almost lost my mind there. I was going to say...
What do you mean almost lost your mind?
Stop
Wait,
that.
This is, wait a second, are we on TV? No.
I think we are. Does this count, really?
No, it's not.
Usually we have an hour show, except for when Paul or Chip comes on, we extend it. We give them that extra little bit of time.
We really appreciate it.
We know
really
you
don't
do.
expect it, and we really appreciate it. And I thought we'd just have some fun today. Chip wasn't able to join us today, and we always do this little segment, but the thing that's neat is that Barb and I were just talking about it. The guests that we have on are always, they're all good people. They all have interesting jobs, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way Barbara gets them to come out. Because I got to tell you something, you're not back here, and you've not been on. They come out sometimes a little bit nervous because they don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And yet by the end of that, probably within the first 30 to 60 seconds, they're relaxed. They're talking about their love, their business, their things like that. But just to bring everybody up to speed as far as the West Pasco Chamber, along with the other things that we do, I just want to let everybody know that we do have our 72nd annual awards banquet for the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. The 72nd.
That was before your time.
Yeah, just about 2.5 years before me. And when I say awards banquet, I got to tell you, we have back at the office, along with our office manager, Michelle Anderson, our front office coordinator, Kim with a Y, Liberty, and also our fairly new event coordinator, although I don't know how much longer we're going to call her new, but Liz Meismer. And I got to tell you something, it's $50 a ticket. It's at Spartan Manor. And for a table of 8, which normally would be $400, if you want to do it as a company, it's only $375. So you actually save $25. But more importantly, it's going to be a really neat evening where the Tampa Bay Multimedia, they've been working with John, who is the owner of Tampa Bay Multimedia. They're putting on a production that night that will be so much fun for everybody. So if you haven't gotten them yet, I believe they're online right now. But some of the awards will be for Small Business of the Year, Large Business of the Year, the Eminent Pioneer, Citizen of the Year. There's one for elected officials. I forget what it's called, but then there'll be nonprofit organization and service organizations. It's just a really nice, fun evening, and that's coming up on June 17th, and that's a Friday night. That'll be at Spartan Manor, and I believe it starts at 6 o'clock.
I'll be there.
Awesome. We're looking
I'm
forward
supposed
to it. Yes, you are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we're going to have fun. And there's other things coming up, but you know what? We don't get a chance enough to talk about one of our members who we're sitting in their house right now is Tampa Bay Multimedia, and what they have brought to our community. Yeah. If anybody out there right now is watching, prior to us coming back on, you see that beautiful, for lack of a better word, video of Pasco County that they did. That's John with his drone, and that was all done by Tampa Bay Multimedia.
Yes.
The opportunities they offer, not just for the chambers, but for Lanya with Arthur Murray has a dancing program on.
Yep, on the Ballroom Beach.
There's a show, I believe, on Mondays about estrogen. No, it's called Women Prime. Is that what it is?
Women Prime. You have it all not right. No, it's called Prime Time, and we do a special edition called Women Unscripted.
I'm sorry. After being out here with those 3 girls, I was sort of hanging out over here hoping that they weren't going to turn on me. But and we do have fun. But talk about some of the other stuff. They've got Nerd Talk.
You know, Nerd Talk is one of my favorites. It's actually with the crew. I call my crew the superheroes because they really are.
They are.
But they do this show called Nerd Talk. I'm never invited because I guess I'm not one of the nerds. But they talk about
nerds don't usually use this as a computer.
Oh, exactly. But they're into the superheroes,
yes.
And they just talk about technology, and it's really a cool show.
And they've got gaming shows.
Gaming, yep, that Max
something that
Play.
actually you and I sort of grew up with back in the day was Dungeons and Dragons, and yet
And they're still,
and it's as popular as all get out.
And still with the superheroes as well.
And you're talking about a local webcast TV show, live webcast TV show, right in the heart of West Pasco in downtown Newport Richey, guys.
That's right.
And I think it's up to probably 21 plus shows a
Every
month.
week.
A
Every
week.
week.
21 plus
Yep.
shows a week. I believe the last time I talked to John, we're at what, 1.7 million?
1.5, something like that,
1.5.
and it's growing. It's growing. Well, we're here. We're doing so many shows. In fact, you were talking about streaming. We have kind of like a new motto: if you can dream it, we can stream it,
There you
and
go.
that is the truth. In fact, since I talked to you last, we're actually launching a brand new show on August 4th called Keep It Local TV with yours
Awesome.
truly.
Awesome.
And it's going to be for local businesses where you can actually come on the show and purchase this segment at a phenomenal price, where I will sit and coach you through a segment, and it's going to be for all local businesses, whether they're chamber members, whether they're involved in the community with other groups or whatever. And so we're already filling the time slots with it, so I'm very excited about that. And you just never know. I
I got to tell you, since you guys have come to town, I just can't, again, just like all the other businesses, but I can't tell you what a blessing you've been to the community, to us, to the amount of time that you guys have given between Batman and James and Taylor and Dylan and John and Rod and Rusty and all the people behind the scenes, yourself. I mean, it's just been absolutely phenomenal. They show up at events, they show up and they do little snippets of interviews with people. I mean, you can't, I don't know, you can't put a price on the things that they've brought to town and what they do for us. And then this young lady, who's probably making, I believe she's up to like $10,000 or $12,000 an episode now.
Yeah, right.
There might be 3 extra zeros in that number, but I know she's making at least $10 an episode, maybe. But again, they fit right into this community. And I apologize, I probably just gave somebody a headache. I hit my mic, but
James said thank you.
I can't. I don't know. You can't say enough about it, and I don't want this to be a love fest or a big gush.
I think it already is. It's too late.
Since
It
John
is.
and Rod and these guys have come to town, and I think a lot of people are missing. One of the things we're missing is that the opportunity to come in with the 1.5 to whatever people that watch it a week and stream every week is the opportunity to come in and be a sponsor, as Barbara just said, at just a phenomenal rate. You could never get this kind of advertising and exposure for the prices that these guys charge, and we won't go into that, but by all means, check it out on WeBeam TV.
That's right.
It's going across the bottom right now. You can subscribe at YouTube TV and to watch the My Chamber TV. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Talk to us about it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rattle on.
Well, we're about ready to close out this segment, but we now have the whole building. They've expanded. They have a huge control room, an editing room. We have our own green room here, and we are like the best kept secret in the community, with the exception of the chambers and those of you viewers that tune in. And we just keep expanding. And I'll tell you, I started out, there was like John and I down in Tarpon Springs, and he just has this vision. He knows his stuff. Everybody looks good. He has this lighting. He's always tweaking everything. He's always looking to see the latest and the greatest. But the best part of Tampa Bay Multimedia and John Gaston and the crew and everybody is everybody does put their heart and soul into it here. And I tell you, it makes a big difference when you do. But I got to give you guys credit and everybody that's involved. We couldn't do it without you and your support. So it's a win-win here.
It is, and it's wonderful. And again, thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to be on this show twice a month.
Thank you for coming on, and we'll see you next month, right?
Yes, first Wednesday of the month.
First Wednesday of the month. He'll be back again in another couple of weeks. Goodness, that's awesome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And I will see you tomorrow with Trinity Odessa at 3:30 on My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. Thanks for being with us. Have a wonderful week.